2020, and I'm beyond excited. I'm beside myself about it. A little bit about me personally. I'm a freshman. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm majoring in chemical engineering. We'll see how that goes. But yes, but I have so loved Auburn so far, and I'm so excited about representing. One of the ways I'll be serving Auburn's campus most this year is through my platform, which is the importance of arts and education. And so a lot of what I've done for the past 2 years with my platform is advocating for the arts on an elementary, middle school, and high school level, and now I'm moving it to the college campus with nonprofit organizations in the community as well as with school systems. A little bit on my own as well. I'm sure y'all are all familiar. Funding is hard to get, and a lot of the arts education has to do with the lack of funding. And so what I mostly do is promote awareness and try to get people from a government standpoint on board with what I'm working with and what I'm passionate about. And so I'm so excited about bringing it to Auburn, and I can't wait to hopefully be working with y'all on that. But I just want to say hello, and I'm so excited for this year. So thank you.
Hey you all, so this week is a big week for Outreach Branch in SGA. This week we have Town Hall 1 on tomorrow night, and I know that Ashley sent you all stuff about promotion, so make sure you're promoting that within your colleges, especially the Academic Affairs Committee. It's about academics, so I mean it's really pertinent to the work that you all do. Then on Wednesday through Friday is Auburn Answers Week, so I've been in contact with Maddie Taylor, and she'll be your main point of contact for this, but the senators are going to be getting specific dining feedback in the dining halls, really going to students. And so whenever you do that, be respectful of their feedback. We're probably just going to have you submit them anonymously, so we're just getting good feedback to send to the dining administrators. Maddie can speak more about this to you, but has the spreadsheet been sent out? Yes. Yeah, so make sure you're signing up for that because we really need to get that feedback that's actionable. And if you have time Thursday and Friday, sign up for the regular concourse. Just Wednesday, sign up for the dining halls. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you all.
All right.
Hello everyone, I'm Heather Mann, President of Spectrum, Auburn University's Gay Straight Alliance, and I thought that I would share with y'all the results of Pride Week last week. So last week we held our Hang Your Pride table out on the concourse, and we received a lot more support than we ever could have hoped for. Like, our campuses are so much more crowded than they were at our Hang Your Pride last year. We had so many people who didn't even know who we were. Like, we had international students come up and paint little messages in their own languages. We had little kids come up and put little handprints on. We had people who came in who were like on campus tours just add to it. And so it's just been like absolutely amazing to see everyone sort of come out and just paint something even though they had no idea who we were or like what we were doing. They just came out and had a little fun. And so y'all can see both sides. Our meeting this week will be in the usual room, 2107 at 6:30 p.m. We'll be sharing our coming out stories. So if any of you want to come and listen in on what it feels like, what we experience when we come out to someone, our parents, our friends, our coworkers, our fellow students, this could be something like a learning experience so you know what your constituents go through when they come out in the classroom or like in their social group, and something that you can better help them with. And even though Pride Week is over, make sure that you're still advocating for your constituents because we still have a long road ahead of us. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news, but the Supreme Court has been hearing arguments for 3 cases which would decide whether or not it is legal to fire someone for being openly gay or transgender in the workplace. So keep fighting Why did you think that was funny? What makes you think that way? Because every time you challenge a misconception or you bring an unconscious bias to light, you're making it that much easier for the next queer person that that person will meet. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else that would like to utilize open forum? Okay. All right. All right, so now we're moving to roll call, so senators, please pick up your eye clickers and click A. So the minutes were sent out electronically. There were a couple corrections that were already made for the meeting. The date on the front part, I think that might be there may be one more. But any other corrections seen? All right, seeing none, they're approved and corrected. So now we will move into reports, starting with officers.
All right, hey everyone, I'm sure you all have seen some lovely labels. So we do have generic Senate size business cards available just due to budget and this year volume that you have to order that are individualized. We got generic Senate and then we have labels of contact information for you to place on the back. So I have a box right back there in the back corner for you all to grab some generic business cards and then put your contact information on the back. And then I know a few of you, there were some errors on it, so if anyone else has any errors on their information, then please check it now so I can go fix it before the end of the time. Okay?
Mine says communicate with a K instead of a C.
Sure. Anybody else?
All right. Is your email on it?
Yes, that's good.
All right, and then another point I mentioned last week about getting some headshots for anybody who was not present when we took headshots for the website. Did not get that email out, so we're gonna do that next week, so be on the lookout for that. That's all I have.
All right, officers.
Hey everyone, it's Monday. I have a few announcements to share today. So first thing is, Mary Margaret shared with y'all last week an update on SANE. So we are really excited. The logistics are well underway for the SANE program, and we're really excited that that's happening. We didn't know that it would be feasible at the beginning, and now we're seeing the effects of hard work put in. So that's really exciting. To go off of that, we have to make this push from students for this to be able to happen. We can't have all the conversations and have everything on paper and then have no money, as you all know. So we really have to have the power of the student body behind this. So with that being said, she spoke on last week how we're going to be doing a student fundraising push throughout the rest of the fall semester. We now have an AUB link, so it's aub.id/SANE. You can share that with any of your friends. Anyone can donate to that link you just go to. It's a typical giving link for the university. Anyone can donate to that, and we will see how much comes in, and we can have that. So right now we have a lot of commitments from different Greek organizations and various presidents. But if you guys can help us with talking to your constituents and your peers and work on getting the word out, we really like to see those numbers go up. Second thing, the Student Act is now just about ready to open. Tomorrow is the set date for it to be completed. There are a few little tweaks they'll still have to be doing over the next few weeks, I'm sure, but that is now ready. If you want to submit a reservation through Student Center Reservations for an event there. So if you're in another organization and you have an event that's too big for the Student Center, maybe too small for the Coliseum or the arena, please utilize the Student Act. It's a project that SGA has been working on for a couple of years. So we're really excited to see that through. It looks really great. 2 more points. Lunch. We now have 71 student requests in for lunches. That is so awesome, y'all. We've gotten really great feedback on it, and people have really enjoyed it. We have one specific teacher that's gotten quite a few meals that students really seem to like. He's gotten some of them, so that's really exciting. And then there's one more thing. It may come to me later. Okay, that's it for now. If I remember that one back. That was it. The Haley, thank you. The Haley Chair Challenge is still happening this Alabama and the University of Georgia, and Auburn University that's existed for the last 71 years. So it's a deep-rooted tradition among all of our campuses. On this day, we will host campus leaders from these other student institutions in hopes of leading spirited rivalries on the field and to best empower one another so we can lead our respective universities in the best way that we can. So if you see anyone in business professional walking around the student center on Wednesday, make sure to greet them with an Auburn welcome. Also, they will be in the involvement suite a little bit during the day, so if you see them, say hello, introduce yourself, but really take ownership of being hospitable and welcome to them. So it's really exciting. I'll provide an update on how that goes next week. So thank y'all.
Hey guys, I know Michael already mentioned it, but tomorrow we do have the town hall at 6 p.m. in this room. I really want to encourage all of you to come if you don't have class or a prior engagement. This is a great opportunity for you guys to interact with constituents. And then the same thing with Auburn Answers Week, Wednesday through Friday. When you interact with students, that's how you find out what their struggles are, what they're going through, and that's how you get ideas for good, meaningful legislation. So you always want to make sure that you're in touch with them. So just want to encourage you guys to come tomorrow night and then to help out with the dining initiative on Wednesday and then be on the concourse Thursday and Friday. But if you have any questions, you can let me and Michael know, and we'll be happy to help you out. Thanks, guys.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.
I hope everyone had a safe and restful fall break, and as we're kind of at the midpoint of the semester, hope it's going well for everyone. I would love for the minutes to reflect a very warm happy birthday to our beloved advisor, Pearson Brown. I'm down for that any day. That's so fun. Maybe later. College of Business might have a special recognition. But definitely tell Pearson, thank you every day, but happy birthday today. I would have an exciting update, as Julian mentioned, with saying we now have a direct giving opportunity for students. For you to please share that. Hudson Honeywell shared in the cabinet invitation this morning, or not this morning, earlier. It's been a day, but he shared that let what unifies you be greater than what divides you. And so I've been really proud of, just debates that this room has had on things that impact the student body, but I think a sexual assault nurse examiner program is something that can certainly unify all of us. And so I hope that you will be able to share that with your constituents and share that as a way that cabinet and senate are collaborating, but then that the student body gets to have an overarching impact on a program that so many campus partners have identified as will be a really big impact. So, AUB.ie/SANE. Please send it to your friends. I CC'd some of you on emails this morning to organization presidents. Please talk to presidents of organizations you're in and share your interest and hope that they will contribute through a benefit night, monetarily. I think that just a conversation, though, is going to go so far because we can have this resource now, but in those traumatic situations, we have to have people who are aware of how to be an advocate and also how to stop it before it even happens. So hopefully this is going to be a climate-changing conversation. So super excited for all of you to be leading that initiative and helping us with fundraising. Because we've had conversations regarding the visual identity system the past 2 weeks in here, I do want to share an update that I got this morning. General Burgess announced that we will not be moving forward with the new logo this morning. So we have plans from that directive to continue using the traditional Auburn logo. So just wanted to share that. If you have any questions on that or the process regarding the resolution that was passed last week, please let me know, and I'd be happy to work with you and make sure you're connected with the proper administrators or answer any questions you may have. War Eagle, y'all have a good meeting.
I believe that's it for officers, so we'll now move into reports of colleges, starting with at large. No report. All right, agriculture.
Hawkins Agriculture. So this week, or Wednesday, I guess, we'll have an event called Fall into Ag. It's on the green space from 10 to 2. So there'll be like
bunch of events happening and like vendors and stuff. And there's also like a pumpkin sale, so y'all come out. There's gonna be food and stuff. So that'll be there. And then our soul judging team competed in Virginia this past week. They were gone all last week, and they placed first out of 13 teams. And Georgia didn't place in the top 10. So I think that's pretty awesome. War Eagle did that.
War Eagle.
Okay, business.
Will be business. Just this past week, the Harvard College of Business MBA program was ranked number 8 nationally, so that's pretty cool. And also this Thursday, there's gonna be a Huntsville Industry Day, career fair, and Brown Opal, and that's for the engineering students and business students. And companies like NASA and Toyota will have some staff members there to get to know students. So if you know of anyone that would be interested, please let them know. Huntsville's a really largely growing city right now, and it's a really great place to get a job. So make sure your friends know.
Okay, Patsy.
Rockland Cassidy. Hey, this Wednesday, October 16th, we have our building science career fair. There's over 100 companies coming, so please encourage any friends or mates you have that are in building science to please come. It's a business professional. And if you're walking around, it's going to be in the Jordan Hare Recruiting Center. So if you see anybody there that's business professional, looks like they're a visitor on campus, please say War Eagle to them and greet them.
Okay, COSAM.
No report.
Education.
Bruns Education. So like it was mentioned earlier, the Haley Chair Challenge is in the LRC, which is 3rd floor of Haley, in case you guys want to stop by. And then we are working with our schools council to get a good meeting time in the next couple of weeks, so I'll bring the feedback when I get that.
Okay, engineering.
No report.
Forestry and wildlife.
Langley, Forestry and Wildlife Sciences. Just a few updates. We have a month-long Beat Bama food drive going on at our school with a fun incentive of popcorn. So for every 3 cans that a student donates, they'll get a free bag of popcorn. A faculty member just happens to have a lot of popcorn and a machine right now. But hopefully we'll get a lot of cans. On Wednesday, the SGA officers and I will be in front of the Forestry and Wildlife building, hopefully getting good feedback from our constituents. And lastly, we have our town hall meeting almost finalized and planned, and that'll be in, I think, the first week of November, so I'll keep you updated on that.
Grad school.
No report.
Human sciences.
Huntley Human Sciences. So as y'all know, last week we did our feedback day for the commendation that's coming up for Dean Hinton. And I'm proud to announce that it was really, really successful. We have a huge stack of thank you notes from a lot of different students that were coming in and out of the college to thank Dean Hinton for all that she's done. So thank you if any of you spread the word about that. And also, in the same wavelength, we do have the commendation coming up tonight. Looking forward to talking about that and taking questions about it. So that's all.
Thank you. Liberal arts.
No report.
Nursing.
No report.
Pharmacy.
KPC Pharmacy. So I just wanted to update you guys on our ACPE accreditation that happened last week in the pharmacy school. And I'm just going to share with you what our dean said. The site team went out of their way to note a theme that emerged while they were here. They stressed how impressed they were by our culture, recounting how many times people sincerely talked about the Auburn family. So I thought that was really cool. We got nothing but positive reviews from the accredited team. So hopefully that helps.
Thank you. And, some VetMed.
Sure, VetMed. So I'm constantly looking for ways for VetMed to have a bigger role on main campus. One of those ways we discovered this week was reaching out to the pre-vet advisor who sits in the College of Ag. She did a really great job of promoting the town hall tomorrow. I also know that pre-vet transcends just the College of Ag, so if like COSAM or other colleges have pre-vet constituents, please send them our way for any questions related to admissions or anything like that. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, that's it for colleges. So now we got committees. So it's our academic affairs.
No report.
Budget and finance.
Sadie Business, Senior Mr. President. Budget and Finance has a meeting this Thursday with the treasurers from the different student activity organizations. Look forward to going over the budget tracking sheet with them. Our BNF team has been working very hard to get these sheets individualized to the different organizations. So I want to say great job to them. They've been working very hard there, and tell them to keep it up publicly and recognize them in this way. Very proud of what we've done so far and look forward to how we can best effectively help these teams and collaborate with them and help the future B&F process as well through all of this. Thank you to Hunter Short as well for his work on the tracking sheet.
All right, code of laws,
No report.
inclusion, diversity.
Alderman Kosian. So we've been compiling the information that we've gotten from the benchmarking that we've been doing, and we're hoping to have that checklist completed next week, and then we'll start working on our resolution and hopefully have that to y'all before Thanksgiving break.
Thank you, student affairs.
Taylor, Student Affairs. I'm Kirsten, if you could pull up. So, hey guys, I'm going to reiterate exactly what Michael and Ashley said earlier. So, there have been a lot of hands involved in this, and the custodial has worked so diligently on this project. And so, this is like the coolest thing y'all can do for Auburn Answers Week. Like, you're literally going out with good constituents, meeting them where they're at. And so, I would just really like to encourage y'all to sign up for at least an hour. Thanks to everyone who already has. If you can do 1 hour, that would be awesome. If you can do 2, 30 minutes, like whatever you have, I really appreciate it. Yeah, so that's why this is up. So if you could sign up, just like raise your hand in case you're
Wednesday.
And please prioritize if like there's not a volunteer somewhere or like someone in the dining halls, like please prioritize those spots first. What day is this for? It's Wednesday. This Wednesday.
You know what student center you said?
So there's one that says student center. Oh yeah, and just to like clarify all the spots, you have boy dining, village dining, Terrell dining, student center, mainly Chick-fil-A, Bear Redmond, and Thatch Concourse Steakhouse.
I knew, village dining, Chick-fil-A, 11:50, 12:50.
Sarah Williams.
Can I do Chick-fil-A Student Center from 12:50 to 1:50?
Sarah Ryan.
I can do Chick-fil-A Student Center 10:50 to 11:50.
Sarah Nisbets.
I'll take that second spot for the 10:50 to 11:50 spot.
Just for clarification, our freshman centers, you all are allowed to participate in this.
We'd love for y'all to come.
Not to put you on the spot.
I can do 10:50 to 11:50 if you're red.
All right, back.
I can do 12:50 to 1:50 in Terrell.
I sent out this link to y'all, two in the big group text. I can send it out again, or group email. I really encourage y'all, if you want to sign up for this, please sign up. It's just an hour. It's going to be really cool to be able to talk to constituents about more so than just dining, just be able to meet them where they're at. So I'm super excited about this. I'll have sheets with the questions printed out in the Student Center involvement suite on Wednesday. I sent this out in an email too, but if you want it printed out, I'll have them up there. And so I just want to thank y'all in advance and know that I'll be available for contact during any of this time on Wednesday. So thank y'all.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep. So now we're moving, exec committee.
Liaison Sciences. All right, y'all, so I hope everybody had a great and restful fall break, but it is time to get back to work. So office hours have begun for this week. I've reset the binder so all of those reflect the October weeks, and I'll be sending out the Google form tomorrow in my normal email like usual. But with that, Senator Beatty actually had a really great suggestion last week of being able to connect with your fellow senators a lot more quickly. So one thing that we're going to do is I'm going to create a file that you can basically download onto your phone to be able to have all the contacts in Senate. So if you have a question about legislation or need to reach somebody at the very last minute, you can do so via text. So I'll be creating that, but with that, I didn't want to have to harass all of your committee chairs for all of your individual numbers. So if you don't have my number, which most of you in this room, I definitely do have your number, but if I don't have your number, you'll pull out your phone. And open your text.
Wait, I would love your phone number.
Right. Okay, is everybody ready? Okay, my number is 285 901 5368. And if you'll just text me your name, I can make that connect and I'll include it in tomorrow's email when I send it out tomorrow morning. Basically, you'll just be able to download it and have all those contacts right there on your phone. So, also another suggestion that came from the exec meeting last week was to start sending legislation out a little bit earlier. So we normally meet on Thursday afternoon, so typically Thursday night or Friday morning. I'll be sending you all that legislation so you can review it on your own time. So you can kind of come into Monday more prepared and be able to ask better questions. So be on the lookout for those emails. And then lastly, that Google form that I sent y'all last week, I'll include it in tomorrow's email again, but that's basically to help me gather information about your college office hours so I can help you do that better, and also make it more accessible for your constituents. So please fill that out by next week. I'll be emailing those of you that haven't filled it out, so please try to fill that out by sent on next week. So that's it for me.
Got a question.
Oh, no, I just had a comment actually.
Oh.
Like, Taylor goes in, going off of office hours, lunch, feedback counts as an office hour. Fun fact. Okay, thank you.
All right, so now we'll move to reports of liaisons. So we'll start with student veterans. ISO. Honors.
No report.
Housing. No report. All right. That's it for reports. So now there are no current orders of business. So we will now move into future orders of business.
PSSC 19-102101, commendation of former dean June.
This voted by Senator Huntley and Senator Levine.
Huntley, Human Sciences, Levine at large. Okay, so this is the long-awaited commendation for our former dean of the College of Human Sciences, Dean Hendry. Fun fact about her, she's actually the second longest standing dean in Auburn University history. So it was a huge deal. She brought a lot to our college in the 34 years that she was there. We've kind of highlighted some of that. We really did try to get it to one page, but when y'all read this commendation, you'll see just how many amazing things that she did. We were struggling to get it to two. So she'll kind of hit the highlights of
Yeah,
that.
so just a couple of things that these did. She established the Early Learning Center in Birmingham. And as you can see up there, it's a $6.5 million complex. She also started the IQLA Awards, and those are held in New York. Another thing that she started was the study abroad committee, and in Human Sciences is the only study abroad that has a permanent location. So that's pretty big. It also has a 2-year waiting list in our college. And then she also helped with the Women's Philanthropy Board. And another thing that she did was she helped the culinary arts building that is going to be started on here. So those are just a couple of the things that she did. She also worked on hunger, and she was recognized by the Obama administration and the president of Honduras. So she has been an incredible contribution to Auburn, and I always say if I could just accomplish one thing that she has done, I feel like my life will be complete. So this is just something else that she's done.
Yeah, so if y'all have any questions, please let us know. Also, a lot of this stuff is online and on the Human Science website. So if you want to read more into it, figure out what all it's about. I know IQLA and things like that are a little less well known on campus, which I'm actually going to the trip in December, so thank you, Dean Hinton. But if you want to learn more about that, do your research, talk to your constituents, and we'll be happy to take questions throughout this week and look forward to discussing it next week.
All right, thank you all for that. So that's it for future orders. So we'll now move to announcements. So I'll just go off of that. One thing thank you all too for collaborating with that. That's just an example of, excuse me, Senate, you can do many things without just your college or just your committee. It's always good to work within Senate in general. So that's a great example of that. And like she said, materials going out earlier. So if you want to go back and read the email sent with this commendation and see all that information, you can. So that's that. And then another thing, Senate exec, after this meeting, can we all meet for just a quick minute? We gotta talk about a couple of things, get some stuff in order, but yeah, Senate exec, just stay behind for a little bit, just to go over some stuff. Auburn Answers Week, I know we've talked about it a lot tonight, but hopefully that gets it in your mind. So Wednesday, make sure that you're gonna try your best to get out there. I know schools council will also be out on the or in front of your colleges on Thursdays and Fridays. So if you haven't already, make sure you contact them and make sure you can maybe schedule time to meet with them as well, because it's a big deal to get a lot of this information. So that's that. On the town hall tomorrow night again, Senate, Academic Affairs especially, but if you can, please, just anybody that can show up. It would be great to get a lot of feedback and for you to experience what the town hall is like on campus. Freshman committee, I forgot about y'all's fall break, a lot of stuff is going on, so I'm gonna get y'all that information in terms of what y'all need to do next steps wise. But thank y'all for being here again. I hope y'all feel welcome by everybody. So, another thing, yeah, you just finish that and watch. Back to the dining thing. So I really won't be out there too much because we have Better Relations Day and stuff. But I'm gonna try as much as possible to try to bounce around and get out there. But I have trust and faith in all of y'all to be able to get the feedback. And it's not just do you like Chick-fil-A, it's even questions that were in the email like, have you done a flunch? So it's a lot of examples, anything to do with dining is gonna be pertaining to this. And then Senate materials, I know Jack came up and said it, but if you happen to realize there are more issues or anything that you have for your labels, just let us know. If you run out, whatever the case may be, just make sure to hit us up. We can get you in the right, get you that information as well. All right. I was gonna get y'all to sing Happy Birthday to Pearson, but I feel like he's been embarrassed enough today for his birthday. So again, though, tell him happy birthday. Are y'all want to do it? All right. He does a lot behind the scenes and on the scene, so just don't let that go unnoticed. Another thing, so y'all been doing a good job lately with CCing and getting feedback, but just making sure that we still continue to do opportunities like we have on Wednesday to garner feedback from many people on campus. I like how we're spread out a lot, so thank y'all for that. But if you have any questions in terms of who to reach out to for some of this information, what you can and can't do in terms of who you want to reach out to for whatever the case may be, just contact one of us up here and we can help you with that. But yeah, keep on garnering feedback. It's not just drafting legislation, it's providing stuff for your constituents as well. So that's it for me. Kirsten has 3 points.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for that. It's been a great break. So tonight for our 3-pointers, we're going to talk a little bit about emails. So one of the fun things about my job is get to spend a ton of time sending emails and also reading y'all's emails. And so from that, and especially from myself, I've just learned about the importance of sending emails, because a lot of times you're emailing administrators who you've never worked with before, and so their opinions and how they'll be able to judge your quality of work is based on what they read in that initial email. For me, sending emails is hard. A lot of times when y'all get emails from me, I've actually printed it out and marked it up before I've sent it just as a draft, because that's how I best proofread. And so understanding that there's a lot that goes into emails, I'm going to share 3 quick things that I've learned that can help each of y'all out. So the first thing, proper nouns. So proper nouns identify specific people, places, things, or ideas. So an easy way to think of a proper noun is it's a noun that can be interchanged for an actual name of something. So Aubie is a proper noun because while Aubie is also a noun, it is identifying a specific representative of Auburn. And as well as Student Center is not just a building, but it is a specific building that we're talking about. And so the difference, this is also contrasting to a common noun, which common nouns are generic people, places, things, or ideas. So if you're talking about a tiger, just in general, that would be lowercase. So that's the big difference, is knowing when to capitalize a proper noun, and common nouns remain lowercase. So looking at that and remembering that proper nouns are specific, people, places, and things, or ideas, and capitalized. Common nouns are not capitalized. Our next one is just some other necessary information for emails. So make sure you double check their recipient's titles. So working on college campuses, we send a lot of emails to people that have terminal degrees, which means a lot of cases a PhD. So double checking, just Googling their bio or going on Auburn's page to make sure whether or not they do have a PhD, and always addressing them as Dr. So-and-so, unless they tell you otherwise, but always leave them with that. Because think about how many emails y'all get, so remembering that administrators get so many more emails, so keeping it simple. So send bullet points, use spacing to break everything up, and then also bolding your important information. So if there's one question that you really want them to see above everything, if you're really trying to get a meeting time or date locked down, put that in bold, and then just ending with a short thank you for your time. Lastly, list your availabilities. One thing that can be very easy is to say, hey, I would love to meet with you to talk about this. Let me know when works for you. And they email back and say, how about Wednesday at 2? And then you say, oh, I actually have class at that time. How about at 3? And then they say, well, I have a meeting. And then next thing you know, you've created this ping pong effect. And so it's great at the beginning to just list out times when you're available. So looking at your class and work schedule and just saying, hey, Mondays I am usually available after 2 p.m. And the wider windows that you're able to give them, the more likely it is for them to schedule a meeting with you. Another thing is if you're just saying you can meet anytime in reference to, like, I can meet whenever, anytime, that is one word. But if you're saying anytime in reference to a specific time before another time, such as anytime before 1:30, that is 2 words. So anytime, whenever, 1 word, anytime in reference is 2 words. So that is it. Thank y'all very much.
So I believe that's it for announcements. Is there any other business? Alright, seeing none, this meeting is adjourned. Y'all gotta click out though. Y'all gotta click out. No, yeah, go ahead and click out. Senate execs will be behind. Senate exec.
I don't want my hands, I'm trying to come back.
haven't been down there. Yeah, exactly. So I guess Christmas break was the first time.
Yeah, I actually have a lot of.
But it's last We are. I'm going to text you about it. I'll see you later.
That's funny, is it not?
Thank you.
Have a good week.